Every year that the Utah Hockey Club do not go on and win the Stanley Cup, I will be adding one NHL legend to their team in the hopes of finally going on and winning their first Stanley Cup in franchise history, as they are the newest team in the NHL. Now, we all know that Utah is the newest team in the NHL, and their roster did get better over the offseason. They got Maselli, who's up to an 85, Nick Schmaltz is an 86, Clayton Keller's an 89, Cooley is still very young at only 20 years old, and this guy right here, a future 40-50 goal scorer in Dylan Guenther, 84 overall. Throw him up on that first line, baby. Even defensively, they got Sergachev from the Tampa Bay Lightning. He's an 88 overall. He'll be alongside Sean Durzi, and in goal, they got Connor Ingram alongside Veg Melka. So not a bad goaltending tandem, but a lot of work does need to be done if this team wants to win a Stanley Cup. Luckily for them, every single season they don't get the job done. I will be adding one legend to their squad in the hopes of finally capturing it for Utah. Obviously, Arizona never had the chance to do so. They made like one conference final back in 2012 and got dominated by the Kings, but nobody was beating LA that year anyways. Predictably, Utah was not very good. Only 38 wins, 38 losses, 6 in overtime. So we're not exactly poverty at the bottom of our division, though, as Carolina was the best team, 55 wins on the season, followed by the Dallas Stars. Florida was up there, Edmonton and Tampa Bay. Were we one of the worst teams? I mean, not really. We're not that lowest tier like the Ottawa Senators. Oh my God, 25 wins is diabolical, dude. Clayton Keller was our leading scorer. He did have 73 points. Nick Schmaltz had 63. Dylan Guenther, only 26 goals. I'm betting the over on that for this season. Maselli had 55. Cooley was pretty good, I guess. And in goal, we had Ingram with 32 wins, 3 shutouts, and a .913 save percentage. Not that bad. Nikita Kucherov will end up having the most points at 119, and the most goals will go to Kirill Kaprizov with 65. Man, this guy needs to be nerfed. He's only a 94, but he sims so well and scores so many goals. I understand he's a great player, but consistently putting up, like, I've seen him go goal per game, 82 and 82 before. That's just not what he's expected in real life. Tampa Bay would go ahead and win the Stanley Cup, beating Winnipeg in 6 games in the finals. The Jets are still the only undefeated team in real life right now, which is kind of crazy, although they're going to do all this just to get squashed in round number 1 yet again. So here we are now on the wheel. I'm going to spin it, whatever team we land on. Their alumni team, I'm allowed to choose one legend from it. And the first team we're going to get here is the New Jersey Devils. And I know exactly who I'm taking already. There is only one logical choice here, and it is Marty Brodeur, 94 overall. We don't have a set goaltender yet. Connor Ingram was decent, but I mean, I'm taking the 94 over the 85 any day of the week. Now, once we actually go ahead and surround Marty with a good team, he should be able to put up prime numbers. He's a 94 overall already. That's going to help out our sim, but of course we still need to build a decent squad around him in order to go on and win it all. Utah had the slightest improvement to 7th in the Central, 39, 36, and 7, 85 points. Again, not making the playoffs, but I'm not expecting us to until we add a few more talent to this team. The Edmonton Oilers were the best team, winning 49 games, followed by Colorado. Winnipeg was up there, Vancouver, and Dallas. Wow, offensively, we were not very good. Keller had the most points on our team with only 55, so we really could not find the back of the net. Where is Mr. Goal Scorer? 15 goals for Dylan Guenther, 39 points on the first line. Martin Brodeur did do his thing, 31 wins, 6 shutouts, and a .919 save percentage. So just imagine once we actually have a good decor around him. Right now, we cannot score a goal, and that's why we're not winning games. Braden Point will have the most points in the entire league at 114, followed by Kucherov's 108, Pastad 106, as well as McDavid. And on the goal side, again, there we go. Kaprizov with 61 on the season. Pastad 58, McKinnon 57, and Stammers 53. Colorado will go ahead and dominate Carolina in 5 games to win the Stanley Cup. We're not even close yet, but our day will come. Point will take home the Ted Lindsay, Art Ross and Hart Trophy. Kaprizov, the Maurice Richard, the Norris will go to Makar, the Conn Smythe to the Dog. Hellebuck will win the Vezina, and the Selke will go to Alexander Barkov. All right, we are right back on the wheel yet again, spinning it. I'm hoping we can get a team with a nice centerman legend or maybe even a defenseman, and we are landing on the Tampa Bay Lightning, a very interesting team. Alumni-wise, I mean, between Dennis Savard and Martin St. Louis, both at a 90 overall, they really don't have too many other options, so I guess I'll have to go with Marty, add him to the team. He's a playmaker, a winger, a nice small forward who can bring a lot of fire to this Utah Hockey Club. club. Marty is going to fit in very nicely alongside Nick Schmaltz and Clayton Keller on that first line. We now got a 90, 86, and 89. So now a legit first line here in Utah. Hopefully they can produce more than 55 points, which is what we had last season, so our offense should theoretically be a lot better. And only 3 years in, Utah will make the postseason. 47, 27, and 8, 102 points. We were very, very good, much improved compared to last season. Dallas and Winnipeg were both better in our division, but for the entire NHL, Tampa Bay, they had 50 wins and we're the best team. Also, Pittsburgh had 50 wins. Winnipeg was up there. Dallas, we were top 7 in the league, a massive improvement. No surprise, as Marty St. Louis will lead our team, 27 goals, 74 points. Keller had 64, Schmaltz 61, Logan Cooley only 45. Obviously, he's not going to grow. Him and Gunther, their overalls are not going to go up because we are in season mode, but still, I should expect at least like 50 points on a very good team. And what about Marty? Not St. Louis, but Brodeur, 7 shutouts and a 917 save percentage. Yet again, Cooch will lead the league in scoring. He had 113 points. McDavid 111. Point was up there, past it, and Draisaitl. And now on the goal side, we got David Pastrnak leading with 62. Kaprizov was up there with 55. Draisaitl had a great year. Kucherov, Stamkos on Nashville put up 47. And now in our first ever playoff series, we are going to face the Dallas Stars, who are a very good team. Well, things are not going too great here in round number 1, down 3-1 in the series, heading into a game 5 here after 2. We do have a 2-1 lead. Alexander Kerfoot gave us that lead, and we are just going to try to hold on here. There we go. Kerfoot again, second of the night. We get an insurance marker. Dylan Gunther pots in one himself, and it looks like we are going to force a game 6 back in Salt Lake City. Here we go. Season on the line yet again. 1-0 after 1, and after 2, it is only a 1-0 game, so scoring is very low, and Bork will get an insurance marker for Dallas. Things are not looking too great. We're down by 2. We got to score immediately. Obviously, offense isn't our strong suit right now. We're more reliable on Martin Brodeur. And it doesn't look like... There we go. Marino gets us back to within 1, where you have not lost hope yet. You cannot teach hard, and that will do it. And that will do it. Never mind. 1 second remaining. Matthias Maselli will score on Jake Ottinger, and we have overtime. I'm not going to lie, that might be the craziest thing I have ever seen. 1 second left, Matthias Maselli comes in and absolutely snipes a Keller. In the middle, rebound is there, rebound, St. Louis, and Ottinger will make the save and cover that puck up. I was getting ready to say that Utah was done, we were finished, we were not going to win this series. Dallas is going to round number 2, Sergachev, rebound, Schmaltz, and another great save by Ottinger. Heiskanen skates it up to Dumba. Here we go, Matt Dumba. We are going to step in for an entire overtime frame, and hopefully we do see a goal within that time frame. Keller slowly coming into the zone over St. Louis. Rebound. There is no rebound to be had. Unfortunately, it seems like the computers just cannot shoot the puck off the ice. I don't understand it. They're NHL caliber players. They should be able to do so. We got a massive face-off draw. We lose it, though. Heiskanen moves it up slowly to Jason Robertson. This gameplay so far has been absolutely horrible. In the middle of the Sagan, shooting, and Marty will make the save. Utah's very first playoff series in their franchise's history so far has been a battle. I mean, we've battled our way back. Game 6 here in Utah, St. Louis. St. Louis shooting, and a great save again. Ottinger, man, it's going to be tough to beat this guy. He's one of the highest rated goalies in the entire game. I mean, if I was in there, I'd say I could snipe on his ass, but the computers, they don't have that offensive creativity that really anybody else has. Sagan loses it. Keller, full pressure. St. Louis, we don't even get a shot. We don't even get a single shot. All right, Robo skates it in, dumps it in. Dump and chase for the Dallas Stars. They don't have any forecheck right now. Over to Sean Dursey, skating it up to Schmaltz. What is Schmaltz going to do? Over to Keller. Here we go. Let's create some offense. Keller walking over. Nick Schmaltz, rebound, St. Louis, and there it is. A game winner, and we will force a game 7 back in Dallas for the entire series. Do or die for both teams. Here we go. All right, here we go. Best 2 words in all of sports. Game 7, and we hold a 3-0 lead in the 3rd period. Ain't no way Dallas is about to lose a 3-1 series lead. Wyatt Johnston gets them on the board. They're back in this game. It's only a 2-goal game now. Anything can happen, but it would be a massive shame. Robo, uh-oh, here we go. We're blowing a 3-1 lead after coming back from a 3-1 lead. If you know, you know. 4 minutes remaining. Can Utah hold on? And there we go. Kerfoot gives us an insurance marker, and that will do it. Dallas just choked, just like Ricky does every single night. We now move on to face the Winnipeg Jets in round number 2. Another tough matchup. They usually tend to simulate well, but we are up 2-1 here in the series. 3-1 series lead. Can we close the show for the Winnipeg Jets? Oh my God. And in our very first season in the postseason, we have a date with the Edmonton Oilers in the conference finals. We have made it a series, scratched and clawed our way to a game 7 with the Oilers. Winner goes on to the Stanley Cup Finals. Loser obviously goes home, and the Oilers hold a 4-2 lead heading into the third, which is not great. We do have 37 shots on net, but can only bury 2 goals. Evander Kane will get that 3rd goal insurance marker, and that is pretty much all she wrote. The Utah Hockey Club, a very successful postseason run, but Edmonton will eliminate us in Game 7. And the Oilers would end up going on and winning the Stanley Cup, beating New York in 6 games in the finals. Nikita Kucherov will win the Lindsay, the Art Ross and Hart Trophy. Maurice Richard DePasta. Eric Carlson will win the Norris. The Conn Smythe will go to Leon Draisaitl, Vasi the Vezina, and Barkov again the Selke. Our 3rd time on the wheel. Hopefully we can add another stud to our team. We already have a great team making the conference finals, and we get to choose one alumni player from the Pittsburgh Penguins, baby. Now, of course, I have to go with the 96 overall Mario Lemieux. I could go with Yager Coffee. That would be all good, but Lemieux up the middle alongside Marty St. Louis will be a lethal duo for Utah. Our first line is looking a lot better since the start of the video on 96 Lemieux alongside an 89 Keller and 90 St. Louis. Another successful season here in Utah. We do make the playoffs, 46, 26, and 10, 102 points. Colorado is at the top of our division, and the Oilers for the entire NHL. Wow, the Central was a bloodbath, dude. We were a top 5 team, and we were like 4th in our division. Minnesota, Dallas, and Colorado all abide in the Central. Finally, we got a great offensive player on our squad. Lemieux with 57 goals and 96 points. St. Louis had 89, Keller 76, and Cooley 55. And for Marty, a 920 save percentage alongside 3 shutouts. I am never, and I mean never, going to complain about that. Connor McDavid will have the most points in the league at 107 and the most goals. There it is, Kirill Kaprizov with 72 on the season. This guy needs to be nerfed by me on my own rosters because I made this guy literally overpowered. Bad news about being in a stacked division means that we got Colorado in round number 1. Basically 2 50-win teams going at it to see who will even move on to face another 50-win team in round number 2. A back-and-forth series here in Utah, and we got a Game 7 in Colorado. Do or die, let's see what we can do. After 2 periods of play, it's all knotted up at 2 apiece. Colorado and Utah battling it out, and there we go. O'Brien will score on Georgiev and give us the lead. Shots are very even as well, 34-33. It is a very close affair here in Game 7. When is it not, to be honest? Power play for Colorado. They don't get anything out of it. 4 minutes to go. Can Marty Brodeur shut the door? And that will do it. Utah is headed to round number 2. Well, we got another great team here in round number 2 in the Dallas Stars. Should be a tough matchup. Let's see what we can do. And we got our asses swept. 4 straight games of losing as Utah again takes a step, I guess, although we did make the conference finals last year. Maybe our division was just a tad bit better this season. We should even get even better over the course of the offseason as Dallas did go all the way and win the Stanley Cup. Kaprizov will win the Ted Lindsay, Maurice Richard, and Hart Trophy. McDavid wins the Art Ross, the Norris to Cale Makar. Rope Hintz is the Conn Smythe winner. Brodeur wins the Vezina. And yet again, Barkov will win the Selke. Spinning the wheel yet again, waiting to add a legend to this team, and we are going to land on, oh no, we were so close. I mean, I'm okay with the Detroit Red Wings, although the Oilers probably would have been a better choice, but I know who I'm going to pick from Detroit already. The Red Wings have a lot of great legends, but I got to go with Nick Lidstrom, the 2nd best defenseman of all time. I could have taken Gordie Howe here. He is an overall higher at a 95, but then again, our offense seemed to be very good. We needed that number 1 defenseman alongside Mikhail Sergachev. Finally, Utah has a number 1 defenseman, a 94 overall Nick Lidstrom alongside Sergachev as that top line D pair. Then Dursey slots in nicely alongside, honestly, I could put Joseph Marino or John Marino on that second line because there is no chemistry. Go best overall. First line stays the same, and of course, we do have the best goaltender in the entire league outside of maybe Igor, who I think is a higher overall at like a 95. Utah will have a massive improvement. First in the Central, 56-21-5, 117 points, and we were the best team in the league, winning the President's Trophy. So maybe this is our season to go all the way and finally win Utah their very first Stanley Cup. Lemieux would have an even better season, 64 goals and 94 points. St. Louis had 92, Keller 78 and 23 goals. Nick Lidstrom did his thing on the back end, carrying our decor, and Schmaltz chipped in himself. While Martin Brodeur went 46, 15, and 5, 6 shutouts, and a 919. Meanwhile, Kirill Kaprizov is going to dominate the league, leading in goals with 65, one more than Lemieux, 64, and he also had the most points at 115. Utah will get a bit of an easier matchup in round number 1 in the Winnipeg Jets, although that's not a great matchup to have. It's better than Colorado or Dallas. We would dominate Winnipeg in 5 games and now move on to the Dallas Stars again here in round number 2. I believe they beat us last season. And Dallas yet again seems to be our kryptonite as they beat us for back-to-back seasons. They are the reigning and defending Stanley Cup champions, as the Vancouver Canucks will beat Tampa Bay in the finals in 5 games to win their franchise's first in their history. No longer a city of losers. Kirill Kaprizov might be the best player of all time. The Norris will go to Evan Bouchard. We got Quinn Hughes taking home the Conn Smythe, Jake Ottinger the Vezina, and again Barkov the Selke. It really is only a matter of time before we add that next level legend and we go on and win the cup. And now we're going to get to choose from the Winnipeg Jets. No, the Washington Capitals, who do have one of the weaker alumni teams in the game. I could take Sergei Gonchar, Adam Oates is here at a 90. Mike Gartner also is a 90, and he is a sniper. So I think I'm going to go with the winger and Mike Gartner, 90 overall sniper. And hopefully that will help out our depth scoring, as now we got a lethal top 6, a 90 overall sniper on that second line with Nick Schmaltz and Matthias Maselli. Our first line stays the way it has been. Utah somehow is actually going to have a worse season than we did last year, 44, 29, and 9, 97 points, 4th in our division, as Chicago was the best team. And for the entire NHL, the Edmonton Oilers, Lemieux will have 59 goals, 103 points. St. Louis 90, Keller had 73, Lidstrom 55. Mike Gartner, wow, he did not give us a scoring that I was expecting, but Marty Brodeur held things down, 37 wins, 5 shutouts, and a 911 save percentage. Leon Draisaitl will have himself a season, 67 goals, the most in the league, also the most points at 118. Now in round number 1, we got to face the President's Trophy, not President's Trophy, but the best team in our division in the Chicago Blackhawks. We would dominate Chicago in 5 games, move on to face Nashville here in round number 2. A lot better matchup to me compared to the Dallas Stars, in my opinion. And of course, just as I say that, we lose in 6 games to the Predators. Honestly, a team we probably should have beaten at this point in our rebuild, you could say. And of course, the Predators would go on and win the Stanley Cup, beating Florida in Game 7 of the finals. Shout out Pete. Actually, I'm not shouting about. What a fucking horrible thing to do. Shout out P. Shorzy from the Nashville Predators. There we go. Draisaitl was the best player in the league this season. Adam Fox won the Norris. We got Stammer winning the Conn Smythe. Jacob Markstrom the Vezina. And again, Barkov, he's going to dominate this award, and he's going to win it pretty much every single season. All right, here we go again. I got to spin the wheel. I don't even know how many seasons we've done at this point, 6 or 7 probably. And finally, we get the Edmonton Oilers, the team I've been waiting to get on this wheel. So the obvious choice is, of course, Wayne Gretzky, 98 overall. He'll be alongside Lemieux on that first line most likely, or we could split them up and have them as the number 1, number 2 centerman, but there's no other choice to make other than the great one. Utah now has the best first line in all of the NHL with St. Louis, Gretzky, and Lemieux. We should be theoretically a lot better offensively and be able to find the back of the net at will. Utah will have their best season of the video so far, 55, 19, and 8, 118 points, as we were the best team in the league for the second time so far in the sim. Edmonton had a good season, and Colorado was up there, Minnesota, New York, and Dallas, all in the top 6 of the NHL. Wayne Gretzky will put up 51 goals, 110 points. Lemieux had 103 while also having 58 goals, so the sniper playmaker combo definitely works. St. Louis did his thing with 98. Keller had a good season. Lidstrom was good with only 7 goals. And Marty did his thing, 42 wins and a 917 save percentage. While Kirill Kaprizov shows Gretzky who the greatest of all time is, 73 goals leading there, and he also had the most points at 120. And now, can this be the season that we finally go on and win Lord Stanley? We got Winnipeg in the first round yet again. I literally have no idea what just happened. We won, I think it was game 3 after losing the first 2, and clearly just outclassed by the Winnipeg Jets somehow, some way. And the Florida Panthers will beat Minnesota Florida in Game 7 of the finals and win another Stanley Cup, while Kaprizov wins all the major individual awards. Cale Makar wins the Norris. We got the Conn Smythe to Barkov. Vezina again to Marty Brodeur, and Barkov also the Selke. I'm just hoping, I honestly don't even know what I'm hoping at this point. I thought we would have won a Stanley Cup by now with the roster that we have, and now we're going to take an alumni player from the Dallas Stars. And you know, I gotta go with Brett Hall, a 92 overall sniper. He can easily put up 60 to 70 alongside these two giants in Gretzky and Lemieux, and that will hopefully add more firepower, at least offensively, to the Utah Hockey Club with now Hall, Gretzky, and Lemieux as our first line. We got Nick Schmaltz alongside St. Louis and Keller. I could even use Mike Gartner up there instead of Clayton Keller. Actually, no, I'm going to leave him on the third line. He hasn't really simmed that well, to be honest. Utah, as expected, are the best team in the NHL. 60 wins, 19 losses, 3 in overtime, 123 points, followed by the Oilers and Dallas. Those are the top 3 teams, and they all reside in the Western Conference. Gretzky will lead our team with 129 points, followed by Lemieux's 119, Brett Hall at 118. So there we go. Our first line, 250 goal scorers. Gretzky had 87 apples. That line was absolutely lethal. St. Louis did his thing on line 2 alongside Nick Lidstrom, who also did good. And Marty did not have a great season. I mean, only a .906 save percentage. He did have 5 shutouts and 45 wins, so I'm not really going to get too mad at him for that. Hopefully, he can continue into the playoffs, as Gretzky has the most points in the league at 129 and the most goals, again, to Kirill Kaprizov with 61. Get by the Predators in round number 1. Move on to the Dallas Stars, who were a top 3 team in the league. I don't know why the West is so utterly loaded. Right now, up 3-2 over Dallas. Close the show out here, Utah. There we go. Back to the Western Conference Finals. And we got to play the Edmonton Oilers, who were ranked number 2 in the league. So we faced the 3rd best team, the 2nd best team. I mean, I don't even know where Nashville is at, but I'm guessing they were pretty good. They won the Stanley Cup a few years ago. And finally, we have made our very first Stanley Cup Finals up against the Florida Panthers. Conveniently enough, are the reigning and defending Cup champs in real life. So it would be a pleasure for us to go on and finally win our first in franchise history. And finally, after many years of simulating, the Utah Hockey Club will finally get it done over the Florida Panthers in 6 games in the finals. We were the better team. We've been a very good team for probably 3 to 4 years at this point. And adding a bunch of legends to the team definitely helped it out. And finally, for the first time in franchise history, the newest team in the NHL will go on and win the Stanley Cup, as the Conn Smythe winner will be the great one, Wayne Gretzky. Who else would it be? He had 15 goals, 42 points in the postseason. And of course, he's the greatest of all time for a goddamn reason. And there it is, the Stanley Cup about to be raised in Joe Louis Arena. I can't believe EA did not even add the real arena for the Utah Hockey Club. Clayton Keller is our captain. He's coming up to raise it, as Utah finally has gone all the way. Obviously, Gretzky was our best forward in the playoffs. He had 15 goals, 42 points. Lemieux had 35. Brett Hall had 32. So our first line really carried us. And if we take a look at Martin Brodeur, he had a .913 alongside 2 shutouts. Well, that is going to do it for this video, as we went ahead and won the Utah Hockey Club their first Stanley Cup in franchise history by adding a legend every single season that we didn't win to the team. And it did take a decent amount of time. I thought it would be a little bit quicker. A few seasons we probably failed, but we moved on, forgot about it quickly, and at the end of the day, we got the job done, which is all that matters. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, let me know in the comments what you guys would like to see next. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, don't be silly. Wrap your willy.